Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'd like to introduce you to the coming chart. Now, a lot of times we have problems trying to figure out where possible conflicts arrive. Now, in a simple scenario where, okay, I'm going to use a Gantt chart as an example. If you're going to make a cup of coffee, you're not going to pour the water in the coffee cup first and then boil the water. You're going to boil you're going to boil the water first, then pour it in a cup that's got the coffee powder and the sugar in it. While you're boiling the water, you are able to prepare the cup with the sugar and the coffee in it. Those two tasks can be run simultaneously, whereas you have to wait for the water to boil first before you add it into the cup. That will then become sequentially. The same as an educator cannot teach, for example, science and mathematics simultaneously to two different classes. And when you're talking just a few educators and classes, it becomes much simpler. But once you start getting into a larger school, where there's more grades and more educators and possibly rooms, it becomes a much more complex scenario to run. So you can try and figure it out, and it's just not going to work. So to assist you with the tools, you have what's called conflict charts. To give you roughly an idea where you might have problems. Your Zulu triangle has got a high conflict. What's some periods which are required, or not required, but where there would be a conflict comes through over there. On the educator rooms, you can see it's relatively high conflicts, but all the periods are still below the required periods of 60 available, or the group periods. So then you can switch over to your Conan chart. Now, essentially, a Conan chart, okay, it takes a bit of time to work it out. Tries to place them as best as it can, with leaving as little gaps as possible. It does this a few times, roughly about 20 times, until it can find no improvement. Clicking on a group gives you the group details and who the educator is. Complex groups will give you more details on there. And most of the times you want to try and get your classes to be within their limits. Anything exceeding the limit takes note of, and if it's consistently exceeding the limit, it identifies them as a problem group. It sees which educators or classes occur most often in those groups, and those are the ones that we need to identify with, because it's probably them that might be causing a conflict, where they're overloaded and they cannot be placed properly. So by choosing your different school, well, 10 to 1 most of you have only got a single school. I'm only using our sample school. It will not give you an accurate current chart because especially for complex groups, you need to use a solving program which takes into account block periods and miscellaneous periods. This really takes into account your periods and tries to place them as best as it can, trying to identify which ones would be the ones with the highest probability of causing a problem. And then you can look at those in more detail and try and identify which ones are sort of overloaded. Hope it helps a little bit. Thank you for your time and trouble, and you're welcome to email me, contact me if I can be of assistance. Thank you. Have a pleasant day further.